I stand frozen at the elegant dining table, my fingers clenched around the stem of a crystal wine glass. The chandelier above casts a warm glow that highlights Margot's perfect smile as she places the salad before me with unusual ceremony. Around us, the Chesterfield family's Chicago estate pretends to be welcoming with its mahogany panels and plush velvet chairs. But I've learned to recognize the coldness beneath its polished surface. "A special Italian salad, just for you, dear Brooke," Margot announces, her voice theatrical enough to draw the attention of all 10 dinner guests in their formal attire. I force a smile while my stomach twists. Something's not right. The vinaigrette glistens under the light, but beneath the tangy scent lurks something chemical, something that doesn't belong. The hairs on my arms rise. "Thank you, Margot. It looks lovely." My voice stays steady, even as my mind races back to the kitchen doorway, where I'd glimpsed Margot tipping something from an unlabeled dark bottle into what I now realize was my dressing-only wine. Tyler squeezes my hand under the table. "Try it, honey. Mom's been talking about this recipe all week." My husband's eyes hold nothing but innocent encouragement. 4 years of marriage, and he still can't see through his mother's performance. My hand moves instinctively to my stomach, a gesture I've been careful to hide. 3 months along, our little secret. A secret that would destroy Margot's carefully constructed world where I remain the barren disappointment unworthy of her perfect son. "It does look amazing, Lauren," Tyler's sister comments from across the table. "Though, Brooke, I'm shocked Mom made you the guinea pig instead of me." The universe hands me a solution. I laugh, looking directly at Margot. "Actually, Lauren, you should try it first," I insist. I reach for my water glass, accidentally but very deliberately knocking my napkin to the floor. Oh, how clumsy of me. While everyone's attention shifts, I execute the switch my plate for Lauren's with the deftness of someone who's learned to navigate this household's dangerous currents. Lauren murmurs after her first bite. "Unique flavor. What's in this, Mother?" "Family secret," Margot responds, her eyes never leaving my untouched plate. The conversation flows around us, but I notice the progression of changes in Lauren's face. First, a flush across her cheeks, then beads of perspiration along her hairline. Her hands begin to tremble slightly as she reaches for her water glass. Margot's eyes narrow with suspicion when she realizes I haven't touched my food. Something sharp and calculating flashes across her features before disappearing behind her practiced smile. "Brooke, aren't you hungry, dear?" Her voice carries a warning. Before I can answer, Lauren pushes back from the table. "Excuse me," she mumbles, her voice suddenly thick. She stands unsteadily, one hand clutching the tablecloth. "Lauren?" Tyler rises, concern etched across his face. She doesn't make it to the door. The violent retching echoes from the hallway bathroom, setting the dinner party into motion. Everyone except Margot, who remains seated, watching, studying with an expression that sends ice through my veins. While Tyler rushes to his sister, I move with purpose. The linen napkin becomes a wrapper for a portion of the poisoned salad. Lauren's fork and knife slip into my purse when no one's looking. I carefully preserve her wineglass with its telltale lipstick mark. Across the chaos, Rosa, the housekeeper, catches my eye. The slight nod tells me she knows. She's seen. My mind flashes through a slideshow of warning signs I've tried to dismiss. Margot's frigid smile at our wedding 4 years ago. The accidental broken glass that sliced my palm at last Christmas's dinner. Her constant reminders about my apparent inability to give Tyler children. "I should take her to the emergency room," I announce, already gathering my purse and car keys. "Don't be ridiculous," Margot counters sharply. "She'll be fine. Probably just food sensitivity." I glance at Gregory, Margot's husband. His eyes are downcast, fixed on his untouched wine, knowledge he refuses to share weighing down his shoulders. Tyler stands in the bathroom doorway, torn between his mother's dismissal and the sound of his sister's continued retching. She needs medical attention now. My voice leaves no room for discussion. The steel in my tone surprises even me. Tyler nods, finally choosing a side. "I'll help you get her to the car." As we guide a trembling Lauren toward the door, I feel Margot's gaze burning into my back. The game has changed tonight. She tried to poison my child and caught her own daughter in the crossfire instead. This isn't over. But neither is she dealing with the meek daughter-in-law she thought I was. Have you ever trusted your instincts when something felt dangerously wrong? What would you have done with that poisoned plate? Because my split-second decision is about to change everything. The emergency room's fluorescent lights wash all color from Lauren's skin. She looks like porcelain against the starched white hospital sheets, her body occasionally seized by another round of retching. I stand in the corner, clutching my purse with its damning evidence while a doctor speaks in hushed tones with a nurse. These symptoms aren't consistent with food allergies, the doctor says, frowning at Lauren's chart. The rapid onset, severity. This is something else. I approach when the nurse steps away. Doctor, could I speak with you privately? In the hallway, I keep my voice steady despite the hammering in my chest. I believe my sister-in-law was poisoned tonight. I've brought a sample of what she ate. I withdraw the napkin-wrapped salad. Would it be possible to run toxicology tests? On this and on Lauren? His eyes sharpen. That's a serious accusation. I know what I saw. My phone vibrates again, the 8th text from Tyler in 30 minutes. Each message grows more demanding, more confused. Where are you? Why aren't you answering? Mom says you're overreacting. The doctor studies my face before nodding. I'll order comprehensive toxicology. This looks like poisoning, not contamination, deliberate. The word hangs between us like a verdict. I need documentation of everything. I tell the attending physician 3 hours later. While Lauren sleeps fitfully down the hall, I make my request precise and unmistakable. Written preliminary findings, all test results, chain of custody for the samples. The young doctor looks uncomfortable, but doesn't refuse. There are protocols for suspected poisonings. Follow every one of them. As he leaves, an older nurse with silver-streaked hair touches my arm. Here. She slips me a clear evidence bag. I've seen cases like this before. Trust your instincts. In the small hospital chapel, I spread out a notebook on the wooden pew. My legal training takes over as I document everything with mechanical precision. Times, observations, exact words spoken. My hand doesn't shake until I write down what I've avoided thinking directly. Target was likely me, not Lauren. Motive unknown. Suspect, Margot Chesterfield. The chapel door creaks open. Lauren stands there, her hospital gown making her look younger than her 26 years. Her eyes are red-rimmed, but clear. My mother did this, didn't she? Her voice is sandpaper rough. I don't answer immediately, weighing truth against family loyalty. Lauren lowers herself to the pew beside me. My mother has always been difficult. But this? She wraps her arms around herself. Was I even the target? My silence answers for me. The hospital parking lot at 2 a.m. is nearly empty. Rosa's ancient Corolla sits under a flickering light, the housekeeper herself a shadow behind the wheel. I slide into the passenger seat, the vinyl cold against my legs. She made your salad separately, Rosa says without preamble. Used a bottle I've never seen before. Dark glass, no label. You sure? Rosa's hands twist around the steering wheel. I need this job, Mrs. Brooke, but what she did, it's not right. She passes me a small envelope. Inside are 3 photographs taken on a phone. Margot in the garden at dawn. Margot at her desk researching something on her computer. Margot handling an unlabeled bottle in the kitchen. Samuel, the night security guard, he saw her collecting plants before sunrise yesterday. Strange plants from the back corner of the garden where Mr. Gregory never goes. Later, as Lauren's boyfriend Aaron arrives breathless with worry, he pulls me aside. I always wondered why Margot treated you differently. Like you were. And temporary. What do you mean? His eyes dart toward Lauren's room. She told Lauren once that you weren't Chesterfield material. Said Tyler would eventually come to his senses. The crumpled papers Rosa brings from Margot's office trash tell a story more calculated than I imagined. Legal documents outlining changes to the family trust, with language specifically crafted to exclude marriages of less than 5 years duration. Our 4th anniversary was last month. A handwritten note in Margot's elegant script chills me further. Ensuring the bloodline remains pure requires difficult choices. The board will understand our position. The browser history Rosa accessed from Margot's unlocked computer completes the picture. Searches for untraceable household toxins, plant-based poisons, symptoms of scopolamine poisoning. But it's the photo album Rosa found hidden in Margot's closet that breaks something open inside me. Pictures of young women, all with careful notations. Dates, names crossed out. There was another secretary before me, Rosa whispers. She dated Mr. Gregory's brother, had a nervous breakdown after dinner at the house. In the quiet dawn hours, I stand by the window in Lauren's hospital room. My hand rests on my still, flat stomach, my whisper meant only for the life growing inside me. I'll protect you, always. When my phone rings, Tyler's voice comes through tight with confusion. Brooke, what's happening? Mom says Lauren has always had strange reactions to food. Does she? I cut him off. Think carefully, Tyler. Has Lauren ever had food allergies before? His hesitation is answer enough. While he's still processing, I click to my email. Rosa has sent screenshots of documents Margot was drafting. Preparations to challenge my position in the family completely. To legally isolate me. A terrible clarity washes over me. She'll try again, I murmur after hanging up. Next time will be worse. You can't go back there, I tell Lauren as she prepares for discharge. Stay with Aaron. She nods, no hesitation. I believe you, Brooke. With the last of my personal savings, I hire a private detective. Focus on the garden first, I instruct him. Document every plant. 2 days later, he delivers photographs of a garden section hidden behind tall ornamental grasses. Plants I recognize from my law firm's pharmaceutical cases. Foxglove, belladonna, lily of the valley. All carefully tended. When I show Tyler the hospital, records Lauren's blood work alongside photos of Margot's garden, something shifts in his eyes. A doubt planted like a seed. This can't be right, he says, but his voice wavers. While he processes this new reality, I make a call to a number Rosa found in Margot's old address book. A woman answers, her voice immediately tense when I mention the Chesterfield name. I was engaged to Gregory's brother 30 years ago, she says quietly, until Margot invited me to dinner. I meet her gaze through the video call this stranger who shares my experience across decades. Tell me everything, I say. Brooke, you've lost weight. You must eat something. Margot places a platter of roasted vegetables in front of me, her voice dripping with concern that doesn't reach her eyes. A woman needs her strength. 2 weeks after Lauren's hospitalization, we're back at the dining table. The chandelier still glows warm, the mahogany panels still gleam, but everything has changed. I feel the weight of the audio recorder hidden beneath my napkin, pressing against my thigh. Thank you, Margot. I select a sealed bottled water from my purse, twisting the cap with a satisfying crack. I brought my own drink. Doctor's orders staying hydrated is key. Tyler shifts beside me, his shoulders tense beneath his tailored shirt. The space between us husband and wife, son and mother has become a battlefield with invisible trenches. Family loyalty is everything, isn't it? Margot says, passing the bread basket to Gregory. Without loyalty, what are we? Safe, I almost say, but bite my tongue. Instead, I smile. You're absolutely right about loyalty, Margot. It's the foundation of trust. Gregory catches my eye across the table and subtly shakes his head when Margot offers me tea from a silver pot. That small gesture, the first time he's ever warned, sends ice through my veins. I accept only the factory-sealed crackers, leaving my plate otherwise empty. Tell me about your garden, Margot. Rosa mentioned you've become quite the herbalist. The recorder captures her laugh, brittle as thin ice. Some bodies simply react to unfamiliar ingredients. Lauren always was sensitive. Speaking of reactions, I press, letting vulnerability seep into my voice. I've been feeling so anxious lately, almost paranoid. Do you ever feel that way, Margot? Her guard lowers a fraction, predator sensing weakness. Poor dear. Perhaps you need rest. Or medication. Perfect. The recorder catches every word. She put something in my coffee during our engagement dinner. Martha Williams sits across from me at a quiet coffee shop 20 miles from the Chesterfield estate. At 67, her hand still trembles slightly when she describes that night 30 years ago. I was hospitalized for weeks. When I tried to tell Gregory, the case mysteriously disappeared. Records gone. I slide the hospital photo of Lauren across the table. This was 2 weeks ago, his daughter. Martha's eyes widen. She's escalating. In my day, Margot was calculating, but this, she taps Lauren's photo with a manicured finger. This is bolder. Why didn't anyone stop her? Money buys silence. Gregory had choices: stand against his family's money, or stand with me. Her smile holds decades of resignation. Look what she's done to him. He's a prisoner in tailored suits. I thank Martha and leave with another piece of the puzzle. Margot eliminates anyone threatening her control of the Chesterfield legacy. Rosa slips me the master key when I arrive early, before the family returns from their charity luncheon. 30 minutes. Security cameras loop every half hour. She nods toward the stairs. The safe is behind the painting in her sitting room. Combination is Mr. Gregory's birthday. Lauren's boyfriend James, a second-year law student, waits in my car, ready with legal advice should anyone return early. The toxicologist called, he says, scrolling through messages on his phone. Found traces of something unusual. Wants to run more tests. In Margot's sitting room, I move quickly. The painting and austere family portrait swings away to reveal the wall safe. My fingers shake slightly as I enter Gregory's birthday. Inside lies a lifetime of manipulation, documented with frightening precision. Offshore account statements. Photographs labeled with dates and outcomes, including Martha's hospitalization. A leather journal with names crossed out, including mine, with contingency plans noted beside each. Most damning legal documents showing Margot's strategy to control the family wealth through Gregory, then Tyler. My name appears repeatedly with notes about replacement and temporary situation. I photograph everything with shaking hands, securing copies to multiple cloud accounts. We both know what happens to outsiders who threaten this family, dear Brooke. Margot corners me in the garden while the others set up for afternoon tea. Sunlight catches the pearls at her throat, making them glow like teeth. Accidents happen so easily, she continues, adjusting her gardening gloves. Lauren recovered quickly, thank goodness. Others might not be so fortunate. I stand my ground between manicured rose bushes. I know what was in that salad, Margot. For a split second, panic flashes across her perfect feature as a crack in the porcelain mask. Don't be ridiculous. But her voice wavers slightly. Lauren's blood tests came back with interesting results. I let the words hang between us, watching them land like stones in still water. Her eyes narrow, calculating, reassessing. She's used to people cowering, not counterattacking. You poor thing, she recovers smoothly. Pregnancy hormones can make women quite imaginative. My blood freezes. She knows. At midnight, I sit on the bathroom floor, one hand pressed to my stomach, tears streaming down my face. All the evidence spread around me: photos from Margot's safe, Martha's testimony, toxicology preliminary reports, paints a picture so monstrous I can barely comprehend it. The bathroom door opens. Tyler stands frozen in the doorway, staring at the evidence surrounding me. What is all this? His voice cracks. Brooke, your mother tried to poison me. The truth falls from my lips, heavy as lead. The salad that made Lauren sick, it was meant for me. Disbelief crosses his face, followed quickly by denial. That's impossible. She would never. I silently hand him Martha's sworn statement, then the photographs from the safe. His face crumples as he reads, color draining. There must be an explanation. There is. I stand, gathering the papers. Your mother will eliminate anyone who threatens her control, including me. Including, I take his hand and place it on my stomach. His eyes widen in recognition, then horror as the pieces click into place. We need to stop her. Tyler's voice hardens with resolve. Before someone dies. The toxicology report arrives by secure email with a single word highlighted: scopolamine. As Tyler reads over my shoulder, his phone pings with a notification. His face goes white. Someone broke into your office downtown, he whispers. They took your files. His hand trembles as he hands me a torn page from Margot's journal that he found while I was in the bathroom. The yellowed paper reveals a truth that shatters everything. Paternity test results showing Tyler is not Gregory's biological son. We stare at each other in the harsh bathroom light, understanding dawning between us. This isn't just about me or our baby. This is about a decades-long lie that could bring the entire Chesterfield empire crashing down. The district attorney's office smells like old coffee and printer toner. A wall clock ticks behind me as I spread my evidence across the scarred table samples sealed in bags, photographs, medical reports, and a timeline meticulously documented over sleepless nights. Mrs. Chesterfield, this is. District Attorney Ramirez pauses, thumbing through Lauren's hospital records. This is methodical, premeditated. So is my response. I tap my finger on the toxicology report. Scopolamine doesn't accidentally fall into salad dressing. She nods, her expression grim under the fluorescent lights. You understand we'll need recorded statements. Your mother-in-law is well connected. That's why I came to you instead of the police. I pull out 3 flash drives from my purse. Digital evidence backups. One for you, one in my safety deposit box, one with my attorney. Tyler shifts beside me, his knee brushing mine under the table. The last week aged him. The lines around his mouth deepen when he speaks. My mother has friends in the department. We can't risk this disappearing. The DA studies him. And you're prepared to testify against your own mother? His hand finds mine, squeezes once. I'm prepared to protect my wife and child. That night, Rosa answers her door wearing a faded bathrobe, her eyes darting past me to check for witnesses. You shouldn't be here, she whispers but steps aside. I need your help. I place a small recording device on her kitchen table. Family dinner on Friday. I'll be wearing a wire, but I need someone else to witness whatever happens. She touches the recorder, then pulls back as if burned. 20 years I've worked for them. She would ruin me. She poisoned her own daughter by mistake. I let that sink in. Lauren could have died. Next time it might be Tyler. Or you. Rosa's shoulders straighten. Tell me what to do. Tyler paces our bedroom, phone clutched in his hand. She's calling everyone. My college roommate just asked if you were seeing a therapist. What else? I continue typing my statement for the DA, not looking up. Claims you're paranoid. Persecution complex. He sits heavily beside me. Says Lauren's hospital stay was an allergic reaction you're twisting for attention. I save the document, close my laptop. And what about the power of attorney form she tried to get you to sign last week? Was that my imagination too? His face crumples. How did you know about that? Gregory warned me. I take his hand, turning it over to trace the lifeline across his palm. Your father might be weak, but he's not. The phone buzzes between us. Margot's name flashes on the screen. Tyler answers on speaker. Hello, Mother. Darling, such terrible tension between us all. Her voice flows sweet as antifreeze. I've been thinking, why don't you and Brooke come to the lake house this weekend? Just family. Time to heal. Tyler's eyes meet mine. We both know what this means: isolation, no witnesses. That sounds perfect, I say before Tyler can respond. We need to talk, just the 3 of us. After he hangs up, Tyler looks sick. You can't seriously consider. Detective Rivera will be parked down the road. I cup his face. The lake house has excellent acoustics for recording, and you'll be right there with me. She won't let that happen. She'll insist on girl time. Then you insist harder. My voice leaves no room for debate. Your mother wants me alone because she thinks I'm easier to eliminate that way. His face pales. Don't say that. Someone has to. The lake house windows reflect the afternoon sun, turning them into mirrors that hide whatever watches from inside. I carry a small overnight bag up the stone path, Tyler right behind me. 3 recording devices already wait in strategic locations: bathroom, kitchen, living room, placed during our drive-by earlier when we'd found the spare key exactly where it's always been. Detective Rivera's confirmation text burns in my pocket. In position. Signal if needed. Margot opens the door wearing a robin's egg blue cardigan, arms outstretched. My dears, Tyler, your father called. Some emergency with the Western accounts. He needs you to call him right away. Tyler doesn't move. It can wait. Her smile tightens. He specifically said it couldn't. Use the office, phone reception is better. When he hesitates, I squeeze his arm. Go ahead, I'll help your mother with tea. The moment he disappears down the hall, something shifts in Margot's posture. The warmth drains from her eyes. Just us girls now. She gestures toward the sunroom. Come, I've prepared something special. The tea service waits on a silver tray, steam rising from a floral pot. She pours with practiced elegance, pushing a cup toward me. Drink. You look exhausted. I take the cup, noting how she watches my hands. Aren't you having any? Oh, I had mine earlier. She settles across from me, smile tight. Going to be good enough for this family, you know. I raise the cup to my lips, but don't drink. Is that why you put something in my salad at dinner that night? The mask slips, just for a second. Problems arise in families. I handle them. Like you handled Gregory's first fiancé 30 years ago? Her eyes narrow. You've been digging in old dirt and finding bodies. I set down the tea untouched. Did you think I wouldn't notice you've been tracking my medical appointments? That you know about the baby? A cold smile spreads across her face. An unfortunate bloodline to continue. The Chesterfield name deserves better stock. I hear rustling, Tyler returning, but Margot doesn't notice. She's too focused on watching me pick up the teacup again. You won't feel much, just sleepy at first. Her voice has the same soothing tone she uses with dinner guests. By the time anyone realizes, it will look like a tragic accident. Poor, unstable Brooke. The front door bursts open. Detective Rivera enters first, followed by 2 officers. Mrs. Chesterfield, Rivera says, I think you'll want to put that teapot down. Margot's face transforms, outrage replacing calculation. What is this? Tyler, call security. But Tyler stands in the doorway, phone in hand, recording everything. They found the plants in your greenhouse, Mother. The ones that match Lauren's toxicology report. This is absurd, a misunderstanding. She turns to me, voice desperate. Brooke, tell them. I place the untouched teacup on the evidence bag an officer holds out. The recorder in the sugar bowl caught everything, Margot. The door opens again. Gregory stands there, shoulders slumped, but eyes clear. I can't protect you anymore, Margot. Behind him, Lauren steps into view, medical records clutched to her chest. Neither can I, Mother. As Detective Rivera recites her rights, Margot's perfectly composed world crumbles, piece by perfect piece. I sit with my back straight as an arrow in the polished oak chair, watching Margot glide into the courtroom. She's crafted her appearance with surgical precision powder blue suit that whispers wronged mother, pearls that murmur family tradition, and eyes brimming with calculated tears. The gallery rustles with whispers as family friends choose sides with meaningful glances and deliberate seating choices. Tyler's hand finds mine under the table. His fingers tremble slightly. All rise, calls the bailiff, and the choreography begins. The prosecutor, Sarah Donovan, approaches the jury box with measured steps. This was not a moment of passion, but a calculated attempt to eliminate a perceived threat. Margot Chesterfield didn't act on impulse. She researched, planned, and executed a poisoning that could have killed her daughter-in-law and unborn grandchild. Margot's attorney, a man whose suit cost more than my first car, rises with a dismissive wave. What we have here is a family misunderstanding blown wildly out of proportion by an outsider desperate to secure her position in a wealthy family. My stomach knots, but I keep my expression neutral. The evidence will speak louder than his rhetoric. When Margot takes the stand for her defense, she transforms. Her shoulders curve forward, making her look smaller, more vulnerable. Her voice quavers just enough to suggest fragility without undermining authority. "I've only ever loved my family too much," she says, dabbing at her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. "Perhaps that made me overprotective, but to suggest I would harm Lauren's own daughter?" The judge's eyes narrow slightly. He's seen this performance before. One by one, character witnesses parade to the stand, praising Margot's charitable works and community leadership. Each testimony feels rehearsed, as if reading from the same invisible script. I recognize several faces from Margot's country club people who owe her favors or fear her influence. During the lunch recess, I find Tyler staring out the courthouse window, his reflection fractured in the glass. "She's always been good at this," he says without turning, making herself the victim. I stand beside him, not touching. The truth doesn't need performance. The afternoon brings Margot's final gambit. Her attorney submits motions to suppress the evidence from my purse as illegally obtained. When that fails, Margot claims from the stand that Tyler and I conspired against her to gain control of the family assets. Tyler's face drains of color. Some lies cut deeper than others. Lauren takes the stand next, her hands steady now, but her voice raw with emotion. She describes the hospital stay in clinical detail, the burning sensation in her throat, the muscle tremors, the fear. "The doctors said if I'd eaten the entire portion, I might not have survived," she says, looking directly at her mother for the first time. "And that was meant for Brooke." Rosa follows, her uniform replaced by a simple navy dress. She speaks softly but clearly about years of accidents that befell people who crossed Margot. "The night before, Mrs. Chesterfield asked me to buy cleaning supplies that we didn't need. I found the empty bottle in her private trash the next morning." Rosa's eyes never leave Margot's face. "I kept silent because I needed the job. I will carry that shame forever." The toxicologist explains the deliberate nature of the poisoning, how the particular combination required knowledge and intent, not accident. Gregory testifies about decades of controlling behavior, his voice strengthening with each admission. But the courtroom falls completely silent when a woman with silver hair and steady hands takes the stand. "My name is Catherine Winters. 30 years ago, I was engaged to Gregory Chesterfield." Her gaze sweeps to Margot. "Until I spent 2 weeks in intensive care after having coffee at their home." The moment Tyler rises to testify against his mother, something inside me breaks and mends simultaneously. His testimony isn't vindictive, it's honest, painfully so. He describes a childhood where love came with conditions, where loyalty meant silence. "My mother eliminated problems," he says, his voice catching. "That's how she described it. And somehow, I never questioned what that really meant." When my turn comes, I speak without emotion, laying out the evidence piece by piece. I answer questions clearly, making eye contact with each juror. When the prosecutor asks about motive, I place my hand on my now visible pregnancy. "The doctor has confirmed I'm 5 months pregnant," I say. "Margot made it clear that I wasn't worthy of continuing the Chesterfield bloodline." The jury deliberates for only 2 hours. On the charge of attempted aggravated assault with a toxic substance, we find the defendant guilty. Margot's perfect mask slips entirely at the verdict, revealing raw fury that transforms her face into something unrecognizable. For the first time, everyone in the courtroom sees what I've known for years. The judge's sentencing is swift and uncompromising. "You betrayed the most sacred trust, that of family. 17 years without possibility of parole." As the bailiff leads Margot away in handcuffs, she maintains her posture, chin lifted, but her eyes find mine with a hatred so pure it burns. Outside on the courthouse steps, Tyler stands firmly beside me at the press conference, his arm around my waist. Lauren approaches, her eyes red-rimmed. "I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner. I should have believed you." Gregory nods from a distance before walking away alone. "I need to make amends in my own way," he'd said earlier. The detective who built the case shakes my hand. "In 40 years, I've never seen manipulation like this," he says quietly. "We'll be reopening some old cases now." Justice has been served in the courtroom, but as I look at the fractured family around me, I wonder about the emotional scars that remain. Can we rebuild after such betrayal, or should we start fresh elsewhere? Tyler's hand finds mine, strong and certain now. Some answers will have to wait. 6 months after Margot's conviction, I stand in what was once her domain. The dining room now glows with amber light instead of the harsh white Margot preferred. Laughter breaks through the chatter of 20 women gathered for my baby shower. Lauren places a hand-wrapped gift before me. "Open this one next." Her eyes, once wary around me, now shine with genuine affection. The chandelier above us remains, but everything else has changed. The dark mahogany panels have been replaced with warm oak. The rigidly arranged furniture now forms conversation clusters that invite people to linger. Tyler hasn't let go of my hand all afternoon. His fingers interlace with mine, a physical reminder of the unbreakable bond forged in fire. "Mrs. Brooke, would you like some more lemonade?" Rosa asks, her voice carrying the confidence of someone who knows her true value. No longer in uniform, but dressed in elegant business casual, she runs the household with the dignity she always deserved. "Thank you, Rosa." I smile at the woman who risked everything to help me. "And please, just Brooke." The path to healing hasn't been simple. Every Tuesday for months, our family has gathered in Dr. Winter's office, speaking truths that hung unspoken for decades. "I never saw it," Tyler confessed in our 3rd session, voice breaking. "She manipulated every relationship I ever had, and I just accepted her version of reality." Lauren has transformed most dramatically. Once Margot's reluctant accomplice, she now studies domestic violence law. "What happened to us has a name," she told me last month. "And I'm going to help other families recognize it before it's too late." Gregory writes from his meditation retreat in Arizona. His letters arrive like clockwork every 2 weeks, attempts at atonement from a man who enabled Margot's reign. The healing continues at our own pace. Some wounds still throb when pressed too hard. Tonight marks a full circle moment. We gather at the same dining table where Margot tried to poison me. The atmosphere couldn't be more different. Candles flicker, wine flows freely, and genuine smiles replace tense politeness. Lauren stands, champagne flute raised. "To the sister who saved my life in more ways than one." Her voice wavers. "Brooke showed me what real family loyalty means." The ultrasound picture of our baby girl passes from hand to hand. A life that nearly ended before it began, now celebrated by those who will protect her fiercely. The Chesterfield family business bears my fingerprints now. The charitable foundation we established helps victims of family violence rebuild their lives. Tyler has drawn clear boundaries with relatives who enabled his mother's behavior. "You get one chance," he told his aunt when she suggested Margot had been treated unfairly. "Choose wisely." Rosa lives in the renovated guest house, close enough to be family yet independent. Her position as household manager came with benefits and respect long overdue. Yesterday, a letter arrived from the Women's Correctional Facility. Margot's handwriting, elegant as ever, filled 3 pages with almost apologies and tactical regret. Not once did she ask directly about her grandchild. "Your choice," Tyler said when I showed him. "We stand together." Our therapist's words echo, "Boundaries aren't walls of punishment but fences of protection." My decision brings peace. Some doors need to remain closed for safety. The nursery takes shape in what was once Margot's private study. The garden blooms with herbs and vegetables where poisonous plants once grew. Security cameras remain trust rebuild slowly. At sunset, I stand among the new growth, 7 months pregnant and stronger than I've ever been. Tyler joins me, blueprints for the expanded family foundation in hand. The family you choose, I whisper as the sun dips behind Chicago's skyline, is sometimes the family you rebuild.